H3ss is a game created for LD35 set in three-dimensional hyperbolic space. You can move around by using your mouse and the WASD keys, or by clicking to move in that direction, right-clicking to move backwards. These coloured blocks which you see and these cells in which we are in are icosahedra, a 20-faced polyhedron. Now at the right scale, these will tile hyperbolic space, similar to how a grid of cubes will tile three-dimensional Euclidean space. This is due to the curvature of the space allowing these to fit together. Another effect of the curvature is, as we move away, objects in distance become very hard to see due to the rapidly increasing amount of space. Another effect of this is if we move in a different direction, we will have a great difficulty in finding our way back. We can push these blocks around by clicking on them. We can drag them by holding Shift. And we can also jump inside by pressing Control. This gives us a different perspective which can be useful in solving the puzzles. The aim of the game is to remove all these blocks. Now pressing space will update the state of the blocks according to rules similar to Conway's Game of Life. A block with 3 or more neighbours will disappear when we press space, and an empty cell with exactly 3 neighbours will form a new block. So we have to chain together moving blocks and updating the space in order to solve the puzzle. In this particular puzzle we can move this red block back. Now this particular green block that we're looking at has 2 green neighbours and it's also neighbouring this red block, and so it has 3 neighbours, similar to all these other green blocks. This red block is neighbouring 5 green blocks, and so it also has 3 or more neighbours. Pressing space will destroy them all, solving the puzzle. The next puzzle has a different layout of blocks, and so we need to find a sequence of moves and updates in order to remove all the blocks. Now if we look at this cell that we're looking at, it has currently got 4 neighbours. And if we push this block out of the way, it now has 3 neighbours, enough to create a new block. So if we update the state, we'll get a new block. And we then push it out of the way. Now if I keep clicking, it's not possible to push one block through another. If I hit space again, we'll generate a new block. And now I'm going to push it down into this region here in order to recreate the layout we had from the first puzzle. So we now have 5 icosahedron lining up like so. We pull this last one in, and again we've solved the puzzle. This final level we have a layout of blocks in a sphere. It has a few missing windows. Now these 2 opposite cells both have 3 neighbours, red, green and blue. The colours are just there for visualization, but in the future we hope to have new rules that make use of this. These empty spaces only have 2 neighbours, not enough to create a new block, and these coloured blocks only have 1 or 2 neighbours, and so they also will remain. When we press space, we'll therefore have a new block forming there, a new block forming there. Everything else will remain fixed. So the way I solve this puzzle is by pushing these newly formed blocks into these windows. So in order to do so, I right click, that pushes the block behind me out of the way. Right click again and I jump into that space. And so I've pushed that block out of the way. I can push that block forward by left clicking. Now if I hold shift, I can drag the block behind me back into position. I can push this block out of the way, and I do so that I don't create a situation where there's more than 3 neighbours for a block. The reason is that I want to keep this structure in place until I have enough blocks that I've generated to fill all these windows. So I've left the structure intact. I've got 2 additional blocks filling these windows. I've pushed them out of the way so that I don't affect the neighbour counts. I then repeat this process for the other windows. And now if I press space again, I've filled in these last 2 holes. I can now pull these blocks back to make a solid sphere, and thus every block will have 3 neighbours. And so pressing space will update the state and destroy all the blocks, solving the puzzle. Thanks for watching.